And he's just moving on along. He's getting deported out the country, coming back. And Porsha is the target. But he had enough money for her to catch the arrow. Because Porsha likes money.
Well, buckle up, because Porsha Williams just dove headfirst into a steaming pot of drama. It's only been a hot minute since she spilled the tea about her grand return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And guess what? The gossip mill is churning out a whirlwind of chaos, and it's all about her hubby, Simon Guobadia. Hold on to your wigs, because Simon is caught up in a wild web of criminal activities that got spilled out for the world to see. It's so messy that deportation is knocking on his door, and if that happens, Porsha might be riding solo once again. Now, Porsha isn't taking this news lightly. Rumor has it she's going through a roller coaster of emotions, maybe even having a major breakdown. And here's the kicker. We're on the brink of a new season of Real Housewives, where the spotlight is about to shine brighter than ever. Can you imagine the whirlwind of emotions, the drama, and the tea that's about to spill over? Porsha is stepping into the lion's den, and the streets are buzzing with anticipation. Ready to watch the upcoming saga unfold? Get your popcorn ready, folks. It's about to get real.
Simon Guobadia is everything.
I'm an entrepreneur. I own several businesses, from restaurants, nightclubs.
Simon and I met actually because he had DM'd me. That's what I think. Now, y'all tell me if he's telling y'all something different, okay?
Let me take you on a journey through Porsha and Simon's love story. A tale that started with 2 grand ceremonies in November 2022. One in Nigeria and the other in the U.S. Things were all sunshine and rainbows, with Porsha spilling the beans about their plans to expand their little family. Simon, with 5 kids from previous relationships, and Porsha, proud mom of 1, were eager to add more members to their crew. But hold on tight for the plot twists, because it's not the kind that you will find in a romantic comedy. Brace yourself for the bombshell. Simon is entangled in a web of legal troubles with the U.S. government, and deportation is looming over him. Now, before you raise an eyebrow and say, but he's married to a U.S. citizen, let me drop a truth bomb. Their marital status won't save Simon. Allegedly, he got his temporary residency under shady circumstances, involving fraudulent moves that the government has caught wind of. It's like a blast from the past haunting him. This saga dates back to the 80s, and Simon might have thought he escaped the clutches of his past. Well, the government says otherwise. They hit him with a laundry list of crimes, making it clear that U.S. citizenship is a distant dream for Simon. Court documents spilled the beans when he attempted to become a naturalized citizen, ignoring the red flags from past denials due to his history of fraud and fake identities. Let's delve into the details. Simon's first U.S. adventure began in August 1982 on a visitor's visa. Surprise, surprise, he overstayed, tried to extend it, got denied, faced potential deportation, and decided to dip voluntarily in December 1985. But wait, he made a comeback just 6 months later with another visitor's visa. Classic Simon. This time he not only overstayed but got arrested for bank and credit card fraud, a felony. One would think an expired visa and a criminal record would be enough to steer clear of trouble, but not for our good brother Simon. In January 1989, he was back in cuffs for unauthorized vehicle use. 4 months later, May 1990, another fraud arrest. It's like he couldn't resist the temptation. Immigration, not amused, initiated removal proceedings. Did it stop Simon? Not a chance. Fast forward to January 1990, just a mere 8 months after Simon's last brush with the law, and he finds himself in the midst of another felony case, this time involving credit card fraud. But that's not all. In April 1991, an immigration judge steps in, conducts a hearing, and slaps Simon with a deportation order. By March 1992, he's physically removed and deported from the U.S. Little did the government know, in 1988, Simon pulled a sneaky move. He used a different name and identity to seek temporary resident status under the Special Agricultural Worker Program. Crafty, right? Under this new identity, he conveniently omitted his colorful criminal history on the application. Voila! The application was approved, granting him a temporary resident permit. After a waiting period, the temporary permit was upgraded to a permanent resident status, and he received his residency card in April 1992, just weeks after being deported under his other identity. Simon's permanent residency card meant he could stay in the U.S. hassle-free until December 2016. In December 2016, he tried his luck again, applying for naturalization under his second identity, perhaps thinking his 2 decades in the U.S. would work in his favor. Well, the government dropped a bombshell. Denied. The reason? His temporary resident status had been unlawfully granted. Undeterred, Simon made another attempt in December 2020, reaching the interview stage. But the government remained firm, stating he was ineligible due to his unlawful admission for permanent residency. Now, you might assume Simon would throw in the towel, but persistence is his middle name. In October 2022, just a month after tying the knot with Porsha, he requested a hearing on the naturalization denial. Guess what? The government stands its ground, reaffirming the denial. But Simon, the tenacious character he is, filed another complaint in March 2023, asking the courts to overturn the denial and grant him naturalization, which was denied once again. Oh, honey, this situation with Simon is a total disaster. And let me tell you, it's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. Simon really should have seen this coming, you know? Either he didn't bother with an immigration lawyer, or the ones he hired are just not up to the task. It's like they handed him a roadmap to deportation, and he followed it without a second thought. Now, when you file for citizenship, it's like opening Pandora's box. The government goes digging. Not just into your current status, but all the way back to your permanent and even temporary residency. They want to know if everything was on the up and up, or if you played some shady games. Simon, unfortunately, played way too many shady games, using a fake name and conveniently forgetting to mention his criminal past. It didn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure out that Simon was pulling the wool over their eyes. Now, he's not only facing a big fat no for citizenship, but there's a real possibility Uncle Sam will show him the exit door straight out of the country. And let me tell you, Porsha is not handling this well at all. The poor girl is heartbroken. Imagine trying to start a family and suddenly your husband might be packing his bags for an unexpected vacation out of the country. In fact, Porsha Williams has taken steps to end her marriage. She officially asked for a divorce by filing documents in the Fulton County Superior Court in Georgia. She says the marriage is broken beyond fixing, and there's no chance of getting back together.
What happened was, it just tore me apart to go through this divorce. It really did. And it was so traumatic, and it ruled over my life. I mean, completely ruled. I woke up, the divorce day. Woke up, I'm divorcing.
Porsha, in her legal papers, mentions that she and Guobadia are currently living apart, and she wants the court to make sure the prenuptial agreement they made just a few days before getting married is followed. This agreement was signed on November 17, 2022, and they tied the knot on November 22, 2022. Additionally, she's requesting that Simon covers her legal fees and other expenses related to this divorce. And to top it off, Real Housewives of Atlanta is making a comeback, and the last thing Porsha needs is the other housewives turning this into a circus. Fans are going wild with their comments, speculating about Porsha's choices and connecting the dots. One fan even said, "Looks like she did zero research or vetting in her dating life. There are court documents that were available. You and several others have found these documents, so she could have found them too." More importantly, why is it that every Housewives show has at least one person with a criminal situation? The producers must know about this ahead of time, maybe or maybe not. Regardless, these situations work to their benefit for the popularity of their shows. Another fan said, "There's such a thing called karma, Porsha. She should have done her research before jumping and grabbing that man because she just saw dollar bills. Period." Even Tasha K., a notable commentator, has thrown her hat into the ring regarding this unfolding saga. In a recent episode of her podcast, she dedicated a significant portion to dissecting the character of Simon, emphasizing his perceived cruelty and unraveling the layers of his personality.
He's been with women all through his career. I mean, he's late 50s, almost 60s. Done a lot of scamming, you know, according to the U.S. federal government.
So, my friends, spill the tea. What's your take on this messy situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. and let's dish it out. And if you're hungry for more drama, check out the next video. It's a wild ride.